Hi Aries, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. We are looking at Valentine's Day energy for the week, see what's going on for you. Please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do have the notifications on so you can be notified when we have those monthly shadow work readings for the full moon. There will be one this week, so keep an eye out for that. This week we are using, I've got the telepathy oracle cards as well as the origami lenormand for our general portion. And then when we move into the Valentine's Day energy, I have here the True Love Oracle, the Soul Connection when two hearts meet Love Oracle, and I am using a special deck to me this week. This is the Titania's Fortune card Lenormand deck. Okay, this is actually the very first deck that I did own and the one that I learnt on. I don't normally use it in collective readings, but sharing the love for Valentine's Day week. All right, but getting into it for you, Aries. Aries, what's going on for Aries? What do you need to know? What do you need to know at the moment, Aries? Aries, what do you need to know at the moment? Oh, okay. Intense. The intensity of a true soul connection includes highs and lows. Okay, so are you in the high or are you in the low this week, Aries? It's kind of a reminder for us that, things aren't always going to be, happy, blissful energy. There's always, peaks and troughs in everything in life. There cannot be light without the darkness. That's just kind of how life goes. And to be completely honest, a lot of the time, that intensity, the true passionate stuff, it makes those highs and lows so much higher and so much lower. All right, so we do see that energy coming through here for you this week, Aries. So some of you may be sort of just experiencing some intensity of emotion this week, one way or the other. So it's also kind of that reminder too that if you don't have those lower moments in your life, how would you ever know what the high, happy moments feel like? Like if you didn't have sadness, you wouldn't understand happiness. And if you didn't have happiness, you would never understand sadness. So if you are feeling sort of, some intense feelings, remember that you would only be possible to feel those if you know what their opposite is. So, you can't feel that with that intensity if you don't know the intense opposite version of that for yourself as well. All right. But having a look here for you, Aries, what does Aries need to know right now? What's going on for our Aries this week? Definitely a lot of emotion running around here, Aries. We do firstly see the moon coming through, so that's the emotion. It is the full moon, toward the end of this week, Thursday the 13th, and then Valentine's Day on the Friday. So we do have a very emotional kind of week anyway with those two energies going on. But this is also reminding you to follow your intuition, especially when it's coming to, if those emotions are stirring up certain ideas within your head there, Aries. We have the Stork, which is actually your card as well, Aries. So we do see a very big focus on your ideas, the things getting stirred up for you, the emotions being stirred up for you this week, Aries. They really are something to pay attention to this week. Those emotions are trying to, it's like a gut feelings, trying to use your emotions to push you towards certain things, take you away from other things. So if you are having intense emotions about a particular thing, you wouldn't feel so strongly for that if it didn't mean anything. Okay, once again, both sides of the spectrum there. Those emotions, you wouldn't react so strongly if there was nothing there. So if you're reacting strongly to something, with sadness, with anger, with happiness, with joy, those are all indications that thing means something important to you. So it's up to you to work out, trust your intuition from there and work out what it means to you. Have that conversation with yourself. We have the birds here as well. So we do see, conversations coming through for you this week. For some of you, this may be, conversations with friends, with family, with loved ones, those sorts of things. You may, for some of you, sometimes I do get, it's kind of like that energy of professional advice sometimes as well. So therapy, really, maybe that's all it needs this week, Aries, is to talk to your therapist about it. But the stalk really stirs up a lot of ideas as well. So I kind of feel that with the birds and the stork together, that we're seeing a lot of different ideas. So we're seeing a lot of different perspectives. So, maybe not trusting just one specific perspective, especially if it's kind of rattling against your intuition. So if your intuition is, telling you, oh, I hope for this or I hope for that, and then the person that you're asking about that situation, you're talking it through with, and they say something completely opposite to what you're feeling, maybe then it's time to actually go and get another perspective as well. So we can sort of be a little bit more, varied perspectives here rather than just taking someone's word for it sort of thing. So there may be the need to have multiple conversations here with multiple people rather than just one. Okay, but I will just clarify and see if there's anything specific wanting to be shown to us about those conversations that are necessary this week for you, Aries. Any further information for Aries on the specifically the conversations they need to be having this week? We have the fish and the rider there. It could be involving a Gemini with that fish there. We also have the rider, so for some of you, this could actually be financial talkings, and good news about, it's kind of like giving your, like I'm literally seeing you giving. So for some people, it may actually be, professional, like where you're having to literally give money in return for that conversation. So I'm picking that up there randomly for some of you. But the fish is actually feeling a lot more like abundance and getting back up on the horse and bringing your personal wealth and abundance to this lily energy, to the future, basically, to the long-term energy for yourself, the emotional vulnerability and, not hiding from the honest truth of your emotions and, really, really, sharing that with somebody here this week, especially, being very abundant and this is abundance and wealth and definitely could be talking about, more specifically money issues. You may be needing to sort of talk about money issues with somebody or your emotional concerns, your intense concerns to do with a specific money issue or your because I'm hearing because with the stork there, that is the card of ideas as well, but I'm actually hearing ideals coming through there. So there may be something about, your perspective on money that you're needing to discuss and get a different perspective on, how to look at money and what is a sense of wealth and abundance mean to you when it comes to finances. But, because we all know wealth and abundance is a lot more than just money. So is that something that you're taking into consideration here, Aries? Or are you, sort of, because it's really giving me that energy of, especially with the Valentine's Day energy this week, it's that energy of, I actually spoke to an Aries just recently. And this was a very wealthy Aries that I was speaking to. And his personal opinion, like for his own life, when we were talking about, going on dates and things like that, he thought that the only way to take somebody out on a date was to spend a lot of money. And, myself and the other people in the conversation were kind of saying to him, well, not at all. Like, especially considering the group of women that he was speaking to, none of us are very, we don't care about that stuff. We care about, the romance of a date rather than, how splashy and how much you can show off, how much money you make. Like, we were trying to sort of get through to this person that money doesn't actually mean that it's going to be a successful date. Just because you've spent a lot of money on the date does not mean it's going to be a successful date. So I'm picking that up. So there may be something along those lines, just within your own perspective there, Aries, that, if you're spending time with people, that you need to spend a certain amount of money, or they need to spend a certain amount of money, to make that successful. But really, really stopping and asking yourself, well, hang on, if it's not money, what else would make that a successful opportunity for myself? It doesn't necessarily need to be a date, things like that. But with the lilies here, we do see that the emotional compatibility and vulnerability and those sorts of things would be a lot more, strengthening with sort of those sorts of things, that the being open and vulnerable with your emotions, and allowing them to come through, stirring up conversations about the deeper things, that does seem to be something that actually is part of your abundance here, Aries. So it's for some reason it's just coming through in a very left of center kind of a way, I suppose. It's a very I do see on the bottom here that we've got the answer for success on the hidden energy here. Take a chance, take a risk. Keys to success. Success is available to you here this week, Aries. You may just need to take a little bit of a risk, invest a little bit more of your true self and your emotional self, rather than legitimate money. All right, so that's kind of where I feel like that is pointing us with that particular spread there. But we'll have a look specifically at the Valentine's Day energy for you, Aries. Aries, Valentine's Day energy for our Aries this week. Also just had a little sensation of like somebody getting sick, like sick to the stomach. And that feels like it may be relevant for you as well, Aries, that, because I'm getting just that, it's that nervous feeling of like, oh, I'm feeling so nervous that I feel like I'm going to like feeling sick to my stomach, but it's not sickness. It's like I'm nervous, I'm anxious about something. So there may be a few moments of that happening for you this week as well, Aries. We do have the distorted masculine coming through. So it feels like you still see love as war, as pain, as hurt, as conflict. It feels like you're kind of listening to me talk about emotions being so strong in your main message here, and you're going, no, we don't do emotions here. It's kind of you trying to hide from emotion a lot here. You're in conflict with your own self, Aries, especially when it comes to, allowing that more truthful, emotional, vulnerable side of yourself to the surface. So, but we do also see, though, that we do have the serendipity card coming through. So this is kind of like, if you can manage to get around that, if you can manage to get around this dark little corner here, look how beautiful things could be on the other side. So that once again, it's kind of showing us once again that it's worth taking the risk, because right around the corner, I know that you're fighting it, but right around the corner, we have bliss and happiness. So maybe that's the anxiety and the sick to the stomach feeling I was getting, because you're so, I don't want to share my emotions. I don't want to have emotions. But if you can just get through that sensation and be truthful with yourself and you know, and your vulnerabilities on an emotional level, there could be some amazing stuff just around the corner, Aries. All right, but we'll have a look with these other decks as well. Aries, Valentine's Day energy for our Aries this week. Valentine's Day. I'm getting very tongue-tied for your reading today as well, Aries. So, like, I'm just getting, it's rolling off that anxiety. I just keep, like, twisting words, and I just feel a bit tongue-tied as well. So you're having trouble, like, definitely having trouble, like, talking about emotion this week. This is why we're being tested, Aries. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. So it pays to do your best this week, okay? Because this is kind of like a test from the universe that if you can just get through this and deal with the conflict of your own holding back those emotions and you know, I'm scared of showing my emotions, but do you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. You're going to pass that test, and then you'll be able to use that as a strength instead of a weakness, Aries. Love conquers all. Okay, we have the love card. Love conquers all. And it brings to mind, like I say this quite a lot actually, especially lately for some reason. A lot of people sort of think about the world as in, oh, good versus evil. It's the way I think about it, it's actually love versus fear. Okay. And so that's what's holding you back. It's not bad stuff. It's not evil. You're not bad. You're not evil. It's fear. It's all coming from fear. Okay. And fear that you're, you know, if you are honest and truthful about your emotions, that people may not accept you, they may, you know, reject you, whatever that is for you specifically here, Aries. But, you know, if we can get into that zone of love instead of fear, you know, yes, I'm scared of this, but do you know what? I'm going to have the courage to face that and conquer that anyway. Move yourself into that love energy. Bang, bang. You know, you are like winning. You are passing those tests, Aries. But we'll have a look here as well. And any extra information Aries needs for Valentine's Day week. Anything else Aries needs to know in regard to Valentine's Day energy, please? Just clarify, is that it? I'm seeing that birds card again, Aries. So I just want to sort of see if I can ask who specifically Aries needs to have these conversations with this week. Especially too, this particular one, it's the owl. Like I'm going, who? who is Aries needing to have conversation with this week, please? So I am sort of seeing straight away, like I said, we have that birds card again. This time it is that owl coming through rather than the flock of birds. All right. So like I said, just in general, you may be wanting to get more than one opinion this week, or you may actually be. I'm also grabbing here now that you may be talking to someone about needing to talk to someone. So that's a random thing to hear. But we have the dog and the woman. So it could potentially be two separate people here. You know, friend, someone who's loyal and supportive of you, someone that you know is understanding and compassionate towards you. We also have that feminine energy. So somebody who is more emotional, somebody who is going to be, once again, understanding and compassionate of emotion. So, I feel as though there's someone in your world that, or maybe more than one person, who that you can be emotional with this person, and talk to them about your emotions, because they are emotional and they will understand. So I kind of feel that, but it's kind of all because we have the house here, and that was on one side of that conversation. It's kind of like, and then on the other side we have the garden. So I am kind of getting that this is you here at the moment, like seeking stability, seeking a sense of home and belonging, and with love, with your emotions. There's some, like, for some of you there is something specific that you're, maybe someone who feels like home, someone within your family maybe, or you want a family with this person. And I feel like you're talking to somebody else to try to get advice from that person about what to, like, about this garden energy. Should I ask this person on a date? Should I, how do I meet this person halfway? How do I compromise with this person? I need to meet up with this person. So we're seeing, we're kind of seeing talking going through to meeting up here. That is my date card as well. So for some of you, there definitely is somebody in your energy that may have some sort of interest in, or flip it as necessary. They may have interest in you this Valentine's Day. So, but it seems to be more about, compromising, meeting this person halfway. So I do feel as though you're kind of maybe getting advice on how should I approach this person? How should I ask this person out on a date? That kind of thing is what's coming through. And for some of you, it's legitimately just going, I need to get out of the house and talk to people. Just a little bit more, just in general as well, is coming through there as well, Aries. But you are more than welcome to check your other placements. I strongly suggest your moon placement, being so close to the full moon, your Venus as well, being, Valentine's Day week. We are seeing the love energy quite strong. But like I said, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you check out that shadow work reading in the next few days. And I will see you all again soon.